I just wanted to share 4 things that I have done or we have done to elicit conversation or communication, verbal communication from our pre-verbal daughter. Why I say she's pre-verbal is because she is wanting to speak. That is her primary form of communication. Well, it's a secondary form. Her primary form of communication is pulling us to tell us what she wants, to show us what she wants. Second is speech. She will ask for box or whatever. So yeah, it's signing. It's not happening. And when it does happen, because we did try signing, it happens when she's speaking verbally. She doesn't sign on its own. She doesn't use sign language without using spoken speech. Before, I didn't call her pre-verbal because I didn't know that she would ever be verbal. I hoped she'd learn to communicate in some way, or that I would understand her communication, but I didn't necessarily want it to be spoken, and she wasn't speaking. So why call her something she might not be? It's like I want her to be verbal. I don't. I want her to be able to communicate. There's a big difference. But she has chosen verbal. So how do I see what is in her head? How do I know which words are in her head when she doesn't use them in normal conversation? She doesn't converse, basically. So she's minimally speaking, truly minimally speaking. So the first thing was, what can I use as an example? Right, let's pretend this is my child, my girl. I'm specifically talking about my 4-year-old twin who doesn't talk much, autistic. So this is her, right? And then we do up and down. So you lift her up, holding her under arms, and then you as the parent or caregiver are saying up, down, up, down. You wait. You don't move. You wait. You don't say anything. You wait and see what the child will then do. Will they express their needs? Now, let me remind you, please, first, no autistics are the same. What works for one child will not work for 20 others. What works for 20 children might not work for my child. These are just tips that have worked for my child. And the first time you try it, it might not happen. But maybe 3 months down the line, it will. So don't give up just because it hasn't happened yet. Anything is possible. So up, down, and then you wait. And she did it. She communicated physically, which is good enough, showing, hey, keep going, I want to go up. But besides jumping up, she also said up. She communicated, please continue, I'm enjoying this, don't stop. That is what she was saying when she said up. Keep playing, I'm enjoying this. That is communication. The other way, second form, was she was playing with 2 animals, a cow, well, not 2 animals, 2 toy animals, a cow and a pig. And I pointed at the pig. This is all random stuff. We don't have a formal time for speech therapy in our home. I called her, I found her with the animals, and I said to her, pointing at the pig, I said, is this a dog? And she said, it's a pig. So there, you knew, and you know that she therefore then understands what you are saying. She also understands what a pig looks like versus what a dog looks like. And she answered. And she corrected you. That is a victory. It might not be repeated. It wasn't for me, because I then pointed at the cow and asked a similar question. Nope, she didn't answer me. But I know it's in her head, and that's what matters most importantly. I do hope that one day it will come out fully. What is in her head will be able to come out. I really pray so. Even if it's not verbal, even if it's typed, whatever it is, let it come out. The third thing I did was to speak. I know I've found that some parents and caregivers feel disheartened when their child does not respond, doesn't look at them, has no reaction. They find it hard to then keep talking day after day to someone who's not responding and acts like they don't hear them. But it's worth it. I think it's worth it, and it can make a difference. So I've got an exercise ball And on the ball is my exercise ball. And my girl came, she wanted to bounce it. And I thought, let me try put her on it. So I made her lie down on her tummy. And I said, rolling, rolling, rolling on the ball, on the ball. You are rolling, rolling, roll, roll, roll. So she gets a specific word, and it's in her head. She knows if she wants to ask to roll, she can say roll, 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 or she can say rolling. But I use short sentences and I repeat the word over and over and over again. So there I was in my room, and she came and she saw the ball and she looked up at me and said, roll, roll. And she indeed was asking to roll. Now, as you know, when our children speak, they don't necessarily mean that they want to communicate what they're saying. Not always. Sometimes they just speak because a word is in their head and they just want to listen to how it sounds. One autistic, or a few, actually said they use certain words just randomly because they sound nice in their mouths, or they feel nice in their mouths. That's what one said. And the other one said it sounds good to the ear. So she says certain words over and over again. She's not asking for the alligator. She's not asking for the crocodile. She's just saying the word. So yeah, sometimes our children won't be communicating anything, but rather be safe than sorry. So when she said roll, roll, I didn't just assume that, okay, she's telling me that I roll on this. I asked her, do you want to roll? Do you want to come? And she came. So she did want to be rolled. So that was option number 3, or the third thing we did. So the first one was to stop a game when you can. Well, firstly, she must be enjoying the game, or he. And when they are enjoying it, you stop. And you hope that they will command you. Secondly, you ask them about a picture. Instead of saying, what is this? You say, is this a? Or is this red? That kind of question. It might trigger an answer. And thirdly, repeat a phrase or a word as they're doing something as they're doing something. Whether it's eating, rolling, whatever it is, keep saying the word. And then the last way that I can think of right now is, so I stuck numbers because I know she's heard numbers, she recognizes numbers, I hope. And I stuck them on the board and I said 6, 7, and I waited expectantly for her to say 8. Then I said 9 and she said 10, and we took turns, which is also an important skill, turn taking, otherwise everything descends into chaos. But she also showed me that she does indeed know her numbers going forwards and also counting backwards from 10. So that's another thing. Stick something on the wall, discuss it, point like I did. I pointed at each number as I said it, and that helped. It gives something for them to focus on. So those are the tips for today on how you might try to elicit speech from your not very talkative little one or big one. And I hope for the best. I really pray. I really hope things improve for all of us.